Happy Saturday, everybody. We've got football back. Can't wait to talk about these 11 games and give you my best bets for every game. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, comment something down below to help the algorithm. It could be anything, a period, a one. Any answer is acceptable. Your best bet for the day. Why you think these picks suck? Feel free. Hey, it's a free world. Feel free to knock them if you like it. Let's have some good conversation. All right, first game on the card today, Falcons at the Ravens. And I did just record this video and the audio got screwed up. So I am recording for a second time. So this might be a little quicker because of that. All right, Falcons, no Kirk Cousins, not going to play in the preseason. For Baltimore, we have Lamar not playing in the preseason, but not a shocker. Hasn't played in the preseason since 2021. So we've got Josh Johnson starting at QB for the Ravens, followed up. I'm trying to think who the QBs are. It's Taylor Heinicke and John Paddock, I believe, would be the other two QBs. Only thing that concerns me about the Ravens, they have 16 rookies that are going to play today on offense, 11 on defense. Whereas the Falcons only have 6 rookies on offense, 6 on D. So a much more veteran squad from the Falcons. If we look at what they did last week, Falcons allowed a little too many points at 20, but really struggled with the rush. They gave up 144 rush, only 121 pass. So pass D was outstanding. It's just really, can they stop the rushing attack, which we know the Baltimore Ravens are going to be very heavy on the rush. Had 146 rushing yards last week, only 113 passing. Probably going to be a similar situation today. So I expect the Falcons are just going to be very heavy on rush D. Not too worried about them killing with the pass here. Offensively, Falcons didn't look great. Scored 13 points, 81 rush, 145 pass. So kind of all bottom 10 stats there. But Ravens were the same way. Only had 82 rush, 82 pass. So wasn't amazing. Yeah, it is what it is. I think I screwed that up earlier. Sorry, the Ravens gave up 146, so they're going to have to stop the rush. But I'm not overly confident that the Falcons will be able to run the ball too well. I think Michael Penix should have a pretty decent day, but we'll have to see there. Heinicke can have a good day, so I think they've got the QB advantage for sure. Ravens just, quarterback wise, you got Josh Johnson, you got Devin Leary, you got Emory Jones. Don't impress me. Ultimately, I like Atlanta money line. Plus money. I know it's in Baltimore, but yeah, absolutely. Give me the Atlanta money line there. Next game, Bengals and the Bears. Joe Burrow will not play, which really stinks. That means we're going to have Jake Browning and Logan Woodside going. Jake Browning didn't have a great game last week, and I don't know if that's because he's just very secure in that 2 spot, but hopefully we see something kind of change with them today. We should get to see a little bit of Zach Moss. We'll see Chase Brown, Travion Williams. Those will be your running backs for the Bengals. Unfortunately, Chris Evans did get hurt. He's going to be out for the season, so he was doing some kick and punt return around that. In terms of injuries, really the only thing for the Bengals, their right tackle, Amarius Mims, is going to be out. Other than that, no major injuries for either team there, so not too worried about that. The Bears have looked really good offensively. Number 1 in points per game at 27. Rushing attacks looked really good. Passing attack, I mean, they've been very equal in terms of how they're attacking games. So fairly similar stats on both sides of the ball, about middle of the pack. Defensively, they've looked really good, only allowing a little under 12 points a game. Doing really good stopping the rush. The Bengals struggle with the rush. They only got 36 rushing yards last week, so they're very one-dimensional at the moment. I guess the biggest thing for the Bears would just be, can they stop the passing attack? I think they can. I mean, this line's minus 285 for a reason. Obviously, we can't touch that. And I don't know if I trust the minus 6.5. My favorite bet in this is under 36.5. We've got rain and we have wind in Chicago, so that can wreak havoc on kicks, on passes. So I think that's going to make the Bengals very one-dimensional in terms of what they can do, and they can't rush the ball. And I think the Bears will be somewhat in a similar situation. I like the Bengals defense to stop the passing attack. It's just, can they stop the rush? But either way, under 36.5 is best bet for me in that contest. All right, Giants at the Texans. So it's going to be at NRG Stadium. We don't have to worry about weather, obviously. Daniel Jones will be starting at QB for the Giants. Not really sure if that matters. We should see a little bit of CJ Stroud for the Texans. Then we'll see Davis Mills, Case Keenum, and I think Tim Boyle's the other QB for them. QBs for Giants just don't scare me. Right? I'm not overly worried about Drew Lock and Tommy DeVito going out and having a day. Defensively, Giants looked pretty good last week. Only gave up 3 points. Did give up 118 rushing yards, kind of middle of the pack there. Only 110 passing yards allowed. If we look at the Texans, defense was middle of the road, kind of below average. Gave up averaging like 16.5 points a game through their first two, so allowing a little bit of points. A little under 100 rushing yards allowed. Passing yards are getting kind of torched, but that was really just the Bears kind of popping off on them. So yeah, I like Texans -3 in this one. I just the Giants passing attack just does not worry me. So give me Texans -3 at -105 for my best bet in that game. Lions at the Chiefs. Goff will not be playing this preseason whatsoever. Patrick Mahomes is starting, and I think we see that reflected in the -325 here. Question for the Chiefs is, what will their D do? They did not look great last week. Really bad against the passing attack. Kind of middle of the road against the rush, but gave up 26 points. Offensively, again, just kind of very middle of the road. Not much we can take from that game, though. Ultimately, what I do like in this game with Mahomes starting, I think the Chiefs D gives up some points. I like the over 39 at -112. I think that's a really good value. Weather's going to be absolutely fantastic at Arrowhead, so we shouldn't have any weather issues. I like a lot of points in this game. I think we have a very junior defense. When we start talking about that third and fourth string for the Lions, as well as the Chiefs, it gets very rookie heavy. So I like a lot of blown coverages. I like points. I think we see a lot of points in this one. So over 39 is my best bet in that game. Vikings at the Browns. Obviously, McCarthy is out for the season with an injury, which really stinks. Last week we were on the Browns, but Jameis Winston, Tyler Huntley, and DTR just did not show up offensively. They put up 10 points, 188 passing yards, only 56 rushing yards. So really, it was just a bad performance in all phases of the game for the Browns. Defensively, they didn't look good. Gave up 155 rush, 220 pass, but gave up 23 points. The Vikings ended up winning in a shootout, so it was 24-23. So they gave up a decent amount of rushing yards at 120. Passing wasn't too bad at 188. So we kind of have to throw the offensive stats out the window for the Vikings just because they're missing a pretty pivotal piece. I don't know if we see a lot of Sam Darnold now, right? They can't really afford for Darnold to get hurt. So we might see a lot of Nick Mullins and Jaron Hall and Matt Corral, but I still think offensively they get it done. I don't necessarily trust the Browns D in preseason right now. So best bet for this one, over 34. 34 is just way too low. We do have about a 12-mile-an-hour wind blowing in the Cleveland Browns Stadium, but it shouldn't be too bad directionally. So give me the over 34 in that contest. All right, next game, Bills at the Steelers. So Josh Allen and the starters are going to play about a quarter to half. So this is probably going to be one of the better games on the card today in terms of entertainment value from a watching standpoint. Steelers, obviously, who's going to win? Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. Personally, I'm rooting for Justin Fields, but comment down below who you want to see win. But in this contest, yeah, it's a tight one. I don't really want to pick a team. Bills looked freaking horrendous last week defensively, gave up 33 points to the Bears, 141 rushing yards, 200 pass. They just kind of let them have their way. Offensively, they couldn't get a lot done. Only had 77 rush, 123 pass. But these two teams, I think there's going to be decent D. But at the same time, I think we're going to see blown coverages. I think Josh Allen takes advantage of kind of early preseason action. So give me the over 39. I really like that at -112 in that game. All right, next game. Cardinals at the Colts. So let's get there. No Kyler. Kyler is not going to be playing a snap in the preseason. Richardson will not be playing today. However, he is going to play the first half next week versus the Bengals, so that should be exciting. A little Burrow Richardson matchup next week. So Colts on the offensive side of the ball, QB are going to be going with Joe Flacco, Sam Ehlinger, Keaton Slovis, and I think the other guys like Jason Bean, something like that. Who cares? Arizona, not going to exactly tear you up offensively with Desmond Ridder and Clayton Tune at QB. I think Ridder has maybe an okay day. I don't really trust either one of those QBs. I'll take the more experienced QBs on that Colts side. So give me the Colts at minus 135. Arizona, didn't look bad. They're kind of middle of the road. It's really just, can the Colts D step up? That's why we're seeing the line the way it is. Colts gave up 34 points last week, 279 pass, 131 rush. So really very bottom of the league, gave up the most points last week. So I think that's why we're seeing the line the way it is. I think they make adjustments, come out here and beat down on the Cardinals a little bit today. So that's my favorite in that one. Commanders at the Dolphins. Tua is going to play today. Jaden Daniels is playing today. Dolphins looked fantastic last week defensively. Really did a good job. Only gave up 145 pass. Only gave up 81 rush. 13 points. Commanders, kind of serviceable on D, we'll say. Gave up 20 points, but only gave up 118 rush, 174 pass. So didn't do a bad job. Offensively, both teams moved the ball last week, scored points. So I like the offenses to dominate today. Give me the over 38. We got beautiful weather at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. So points should be scored in this one. I think either the Dolphins just absolutely blow up for like 28, or both teams just kind of have a very tightly contested game. Don't really trust taking the Dolphins at -5, just given it's preseason. I don't really want to mess around with that. We've got Mike White and Skylar Thompson behind Tua. I like Mike White. He's a little hit or miss, but I think there ends up being a lot of points in this one. All right, next to last game here on the card. Actually, I'm sorry, we've got two more after this. We got Jets and Panthers. Bryce Young is expected to play today. Aaron Rodgers will not be playing today. He's supposed to play next week though. Doesn't matter. Whoever's playing the Panthers, I'm going to take the other team. I don't trust Andy Dalton. Definitely don't trust Jake Plummer, and really don't trust Jake Luton. That said, for the Jets, do I, Tyrod Taylor, Andrew Peasley, Adrian Martinez? Peasley, yeah. Actually, Peasley and Martinez look pretty good. So I think they've got a massive QB advantage. Shocker, Panthers really struggled offensively last week. I know a lot of people will be super surprised by that. Managed to put up 3 points, 62 rushing yards, and an outstanding 89 passing yards for a team total of 151. All of those damn near dead last. Shocking. Defensively, they didn't look terrible. Gave up 113 rush, 161 pass. Really, I expect the Jets to just be the Jets defensively. I mean, we see the over-under at 31.5 here. I don't think either team just has a day. But give me the Jets at -125. Just too good a value to fade the Panthers all day. All right, our next to last game here, Seahawks at the Titans. So playing in Nissan Stadium in Nashville. We've got pretty good weather. It's going to be about 86 degrees, partly cloudy, so we don't have any weather issues to worry about. The only game we really have weather is going to be in that Bears-Bengals, so we should see some rain in that one. Let's see. So for Seattle, Geno's probably not going to be starting, so we'll see a lot of Sam Howell. Titans, Will Levis, obviously not playing. We're going to see a lot of Malik Willis and Mason Rudolph. Super. Don't like either of those QBs. All right, if we look at the defensive side of the ball, Seattle really good last week. Only gave up 77 rush, 121 pass, 3 points. So also, got to look at who they played. But ultimately, give me Seattle to get the job done here. I think it should be. I don't think it's going to be a terribly close game. I mean, we do see the spread at -1. I just don't like taking those -1s in case they tie in preseason, but give me Seattle here on the money line for my pick in that game. Next game, Rams at the Chargers. Stetson Bennett, the 28-year-old, essentially a rookie. No Jimmy G. No Matt Stafford. Stafford will not be playing in the preseason. So we've got Stetson Bennett and Dresser Wynn. Holy shit. Can't get any better at QB than those guys. But maybe we can. On the Charger side of the ball, we got Easton Stick and Max Dugan. Oh, yeah. This is going to be could be the game of the week. Luis Perez also playing for the Chargers. So this one should be just basically a shit show. Basically a home game for both teams playing at SoFi Stadium. Weather's going to be great, as you would expect. Yeah, this is a game, probably going to fade it. You can pretty much flip a coin on this one. You can take Rams at value, but I don't really trust them defensively. I don't trust the Chargers to move the ball offensively. So maybe look at an under 33.5's a little, I mean, I'll go Chargers money line on this one, but this is probably the least game I want to watch today. I just have really zero interest in watching this one. So I'm going to run down the picks one more time here for everybody. Falcons and the Ravens. Give me Atlanta on the money line at plus 102. Bengals at the Bears. Give me under 36.5. Really just a play on the weather. I think it'll be a very run-focused game, and the Bengals are not very good at the run, but I don't know how the Bears will do, so I'm not comfortable taking the spread at 6.5. Giants and Texans. Give me the Texans -3. So we're going to take the points for -105. Also like the under 40 if you're not comfortable playing that. Under 40 is at -115. Lions at the Chiefs. Give me over 39. We're going to should see some offense in this game. Vikings at the Browns. Give me over 34. Just way too low. Bills at Steelers. Give me over 39. If you're going to give me Josh Allen for a quarter and a half and a Bills defense that hasn't been able to stop the ball from moving down the field, I'll take that all day. All right, Cardinals at the Colts. Give me the Colts money line. Just really fading Desmond Ridder and Clayton Tune and hope that Flacco, Ellinger, and company have a pretty decent day. But I feel good about that one. Next game, Commanders at the Dolphins. Give me the over 38. I think Tua, I think Jaden, all those guys should have pretty decent days there offensively. Let's see. Jets and the Panthers. Give me Jets, Jets money line because they're playing the Panthers. That's a pretty easy one. Seahawks at the Titans. Give me the Seahawks money line. And then our final game of the day, it's like, don't really want to pick anything, but if I had to pick something, I will take the Chargers on the money line there. So those have been my analysis of the 11 games today. If you haven't yet, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe. It's free. Comment something down below. And if you like baseball, that video will be coming out here shortly. Peace.